Hey, Damien. I have an idea.
Hey, Wyatt. Logan's got an idea.
Hey, Dylan. Logan has an idea.
What's up, Logan?
We should make a podcast.
Honestly, why not?
Welcome to episode 10, guys. Today we got a special guest with us. We got Drug Jesus, the Dark Disciples' brother. Over here in this corner, we got Sandman, Logan. We got Unknown 365, Damien. And we got Pirate King, me, myself, and I. And today's going to be like... I don't know what today's gonna be like. It's your Honestly Why Not podcast,
yeah.
you know.
It's an occasion. Episode 10.
We're doing a new episode.
Big milestone.
Guys. Big milestone. Yeah, Spotify is coming. Yeah, you're gonna see that. Our first ever big guest. So how about we just give him the spotlight for a minute? Tell him a little bit.
Say a
who he
word.
is. Who are you?
So my name's Kyle, also known as Drug Jesus. The Dark Disciples' older brother. I come from a lot of shit, and I'm here to tell part of my story today, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Whatever you guys want to hear, I'm all ears and I'm all open.
All right. I that's pretty sick. Well, I think we'll start this off.
I think we should start off with a bit of an interview. Same way we did for our other guest.
Oh,
right.
I
I
did
think
for
that's a
Zach.
phenomenal idea.
That's a great idea.
All right, let's go.
All right, Logan, you hit him with a question. You got one? Throw you on the table.
I didn't have a question,
This
so that's
is
a good
quick
set.
on spot.
I'm gonna make Logan a drink, everyone. So
Thank you.
Grab one as well.
yeah, sure, I'll grab you one too.
I'll do like a double Jack and Coke, please.
Sounds good. Just gonna do like this.
On the rocks.
Yeah, no, Jack and Coke.
So, here's my question.
Yeah.
Why did you want to join us in a podcast?
Honestly, I feel like I could. I have a lot to share. I could be educational, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of stories. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in and out of, you know, well, I went to rehab, man. I've been in and out of this shit. I've earned this I actually, was given this nickname, Drug Jesus, from my siblings because of all this stuff I went through. So, you know, since I was fucking pretty young, I've always had a lot of interest in drug use and stuff, and especially like safe use. And I think it's actually helped a lot of people through my time. I mean, I've hurt a lot of people, but I've turned that around and I've started helping people.
So you can educate everyone on the pros and cons of what everything is?
Substance use, yeah, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. I'm the kind of person. I mean, I know the best form of safe use is abstinence from drugs, but people are gonna use drugs, and I have no control over that. Only my own self. And if people are gonna use them, it's best that they use them in a safe way. So.
There's no safer way than with Drug Jesus himself.
Yeah.
Straight goods.
Cheers, thanks, brother.
So I'm wondering, Mr. Drug Jesus, what is, for the people that don't know, if you're comfortable sharing, what is the drug that landed you in rehab?
It was actually crystal meth use. I was an active meth user for about 10 years before I went to rehab. I started it for the first time when I was 15 years old, and at that point I was already pretty deep into my journey. It wasn't the first drug I ever tried, and actually I went a while where I wasn't using, but then I went through a really bad breakup when I was about 19, and that really put me downhill into this cycle of use, which led up, and eventually what had put me into rehab is that I was at that point I was injecting it. I was doing it a lot of times a day. I was stealing. I ended up getting arrested for stealing, and when I got arrested, that was kind of the turning point in my life. And I had just reached out to my cousin who had went to rehab, and she was advocating it. She said if you ever want to, it's there. So then I called her up that day, and I ended up the next morning driving out to Windsor, and I ended up doing 3 months on program in a recovery center, and then I lived in Windsor for about 2.5 or 3 years after, and yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, and it's like the journey's not over. The thing about it is I thought, maybe just this 3 months, this first year, what's gonna be it, but ultimately it's something I gotta continuously work on every single day. It is, right? And and it's not everybody's an addict or an alcoholic, right? Some people have that tendency, that addictive personality, and unfortunately, like I have that, but I realize it, right? And like now I can share my experience with people, and ultimately me sharing my experience and helping other people is what's gonna like keep me, you know, clean and sober and shit, right?
I got another question for you. So I feel like there's a lot of people who use, but they're scared to go to rehab for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Since you have been to rehab, if there's anyone who's listening to this who wants to go but they're scared, what are some things that, like a positive and a negative about rehab? That way they can feel more comfortable.
So I'll start with the negative. The negative is it's gonna be scary as hell. I'll be honest, when I went in there, dude, that was probably I've been in some situations, dude. I've had a gun to my face before, and I'm telling you, going to rehab for the first time, right? That was the scariest thing I'd done in my life up until that point, because I was in a city I never been in, with people I barely knew. That first day that I stepped in there, dude, there was a knot in my stomach that I couldn't fucking get rid of. But the positives about it is every day in there it got better and better, and everybody in there cared so fucking much that it was crazy. Like, you know, it was something I'd never felt before, that, you know, going through a life of addiction and stuff, and you're living in trap houses, and you're with these people who everybody's just doing drugs all the time. No one really gives a fuck about, like, you know, we do, but like it's the drugs there, right? And it really, like, it starts to open you up, and you start to feel something that you've never felt before, you know, and you start to really break down these fucking walls that you've built up, and all this trauma that you've built up, right? And like, and further than that, you start to look at yourself and you take accountability, because I was always the type of person where I was just blaming everyone. I was like, yo, it's your fault that I'm like this, you know. But when it comes down to it, they made me look at myself and think, all right, but, you know, now I'm an adult. Now I know what actions am I going to take, and how am I going to, you know, like, you know, there's points where I did really bad things to people. I have to look at that, right? And ultimately, everything I did was the choices I made that led up to where I was, right?
Very well said.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, I got a question for you. So, like, you just kind of went on about, you've been through a lot of shit and you've experienced a lot. What's probably one of the craziest, I guess, stories you could confidently tell and be able to tell here?
Oh, that was a wild one.
All right, let's hear it.
I guess I'll elaborate on that. We actually,
Okay.
when I was about like 13 or 14, we had broken into this abandoned house, like me and all my friends, and we used to hang out there and fucking, like, we just smoke weed there and shit and like get fucked up.
Nice.
One time, all my friends went out. I think they went to go get some weed,
Okay.
and me and my buddy were sitting there. We're just smoking cigarettes. We had this office chair.
Yeah.
And we decided that we had one of those like silver fire blankets, and we were like, oh, like, it's a fire blanket, it can't light on fire.
Oh, no.
So we put it on the chair and we lit it on fire, and
Oh,
next
God.
thing you know, this fucking thing is in flames.
Oh,
Okay.
that's rough.
So we're like, I'm like, what the fuck do we do? I'm like, buddy's like freaking out. I'm like, dude, we have to piss it out. So like, I'm like, turn around, and then he, like, I fucking whipped out some piss. I pissed all over it.
Oh, God.
He pisses on it. It was the worst smell ever, and this thing's like coming
Yeah,
out
that was
black.
probably horrible.
Oh yeah.
What type of blanket was it?
It was like a fire protective blanket. I don't know what they clearly was. Yeah.
God, no.
It was a fucking flop.
That was some kid's wool blanket that you found. That's funny.
I don't even know. I think the craziest one that I could probably say is actually so like I've overdosed twice.
Yeah.
The first time was
I've witnessed quite a few overdoses.
yeah, and it was scary,
They're
man.
bad.
It was so me and a friend of mine we had split on 2 grams of Molly, like MDMA,
Yeah.
and a ball of Coke,
Okay.
which is 3.5, and we had split it down. I had a bottle of Kraken and a 2-4, and I
We
remember
have Kraken here tonight.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Kraken's a deadly one. Yeah, and we're crushing all this stuff back, and I remember we're just eating the Molly at this point. Like, it's
Yeah.
like...
It's
you
like
know.
Pez.
Yeah, like, you remember those, like, the Fun Dip, bro? It was,
Oh,
we used to
Fun Dip,
call it
I
lick
love
and
Fun
stick.
Dip.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
lick your finger, and you'd stick it in the pile. And
This is adult Fun Dip.
yeah, it's adult, right? So I remember sitting there, and we had just got through the gram of Molly each, and we were, like, kind of had a couple lines, and I'm sitting there in the room, and I started, like, I kind of felt like I had to puke, but then I couldn't. I went back and sat down. I went all white, like, white. I started sweating profusely, but I'm, like, shaking, like, shivering,
Yeah.
you know? I'm
That's
freezing.
definitely a start of an overdose.
Yeah, it was. I was starting to get cold sweats. I was, like, kind of going into shock. And everybody's freaking out, right? Like they're all like, "Holy fuck! Like we're gonna have to call an ambulance." And luckily, there was a dude there who was training to be an MFR, like a medical first responder.
That's pure luck,
right? And I was like, "Go get him!" And he comes up and he looks at me and he's like, "Are you gonna be good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I think so." I'm like, "I don't know, like I'm kind of panicking because like, everybody's panicking." I'm like, "If y'all could just get a joint, like we're chilling."
Yeah.
So someone went out, they got a joint, they lit it. I was like, I don't even want to smoke this. I want all you to smoke this so that y'all can relax. So they got me he got me a blanket because they were like, "Oh, like he's fucking sweating. Like, you know, you got to take like." I'm like, "No, like I'm fucking freezing, bro." Like, so the dude knew that you got cold sweats, you need to like warm up.
Yeah.
The sweating is actually like a reaction to the shock and stuff, but like at that point your body's the temperature's going down. And the craziest part about it is like it lasted probably like 10-15 minutes. I came back down and we still had a ton of coke left, and Buddy was like, "Well," he's like, "we should maybe like simmer down." And I was like, "Nah," but I'm like, it was the Molly that did that. And then we kept doing lines, and I partied till like 8-9 in the morning. Yeah.
Party till you don't stop, I guess.
What was the second time like?
The second time was actually, it was off a lot less, but I was in a lot worse of condition. At this point, it was after I started, like I said, after that breakup, I started to regularly use meth again, and I was on about a 3-day bender, which is like where I wouldn't sleep for like multiple days on end, right? And at that point, like I was trying to keep it a big secret from everyone, so like no one really knew that I was up for 3 days. Like no one, you know.
Understandable.
Only the people who knew. So it was like 7 in the morning, and my buddy had just broken up with this girl, and like we're both like hurt, and I want to get high. My buddy says, "Yo, I got some Molly." So he's got these 2-point caps. So we walk over to his house in St. Mary's, walk across town at 7 in the morning. We both pop a 2-point cap. So like not a lot.
Yeah.
But because of like the condition that I was already in, it hit me again, and I started getting that cold sweat. And like at this point, I kind of already knew. I was like, all right, like I'm gonna be fine. So I just told him, I was like, "Hey man, I need to go like walk around in your backyard." And I remember walking so slow, bro. Like I felt like a zombie walking. I walked to his fence and back, like probably the same like the distance of this backyard.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I started to feel a little bit more gripped on reality, and I was like, all right, boys, like I'll be good, but like, fuck.
That's crazy.
Right. And it was just like, you know, I was always the type of person that like I had, you know, like Superman syndrome, where I just never thought anything could fucking kill me.
A lot of people surprisingly have that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right.
It's a very
dangerous.
common thing. It's not
dangerous,
cool,
dude. Right. And you know what? Like the thing about it is like I'm lucky. I'm so lucky that even in my whole time through active addiction leading up to rehab, I never actually lost any friends to addiction. It wasn't until I went
That's really good.
Right. And that's such good luck.
Yeah.
But then I went to rehab, and that's where like. When I went there, I remember the first day sitting in group, and my group leader saying, "Look around you, because 60% of these people aren't going to make it the next 5 years."
It's true, though. Like, I've lost family to addiction.
Right?
Quite
Dude,
a bit, actually.
There was 90 people in there, and I'm telling you, out of all those, like, that statistic came true, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good people. And that was, like, a big motivator to get clean, but even then, like, I still struggle, right? Like I said, if I'm not on it all the time, then, like, you know, then I'm going to fall back, right? And the thing about it is, like, if I fall back, like, you know, if I fall back again, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, every time you fall harder than you did before. It's just kind of the thing like goes on. So like, how do I ask this question? I'm trying to figure out the words. I'm horrible at words right now.
Well, you find it. Do you mind if I ask him a question?
Yeah, go ahead. I gotta think.
Well, you're having those like cold sweats in that overdose moment. So water helps if you drank too much. Water helps if you smoke too much. Does water help in that situation as well?
Definitely, yeah. I think part of the problem is that I've always been very bad at like my dietary stuff. So I was probably not drinking a lot of water. They did get me a bottle of water, and I remember crushing that. You just don't want to overdo it because like you can overhydrate, right? But I was just drinking like straight Kraken and beer and like, you know, all
that's rough.
Yeah, like all the drugs and shit. Like it was just you know, I was dehydrated. Like it all hit.
I think water helps everything though.
Yeah, for the most part, like water is definitely, and even like you know,
we forgot to bring water out here tonight.
We never have water out here.
I know. We talk about how great water is. We never have water on the podcast.
Do we?
Bong water. I thought you were gonna say bong water.
Honestly, I thought that's where we were stopping too. I was like, that's a little different, Wyatt. I don't know if we can do that, man. But yeah, no, I remembered my questions now that Dylan asked that. That reminded me of mine. Two things. So one, I'm gonna say something like an opinion on it. I want to see if just from my witnessing, and I feel like a lot of people can say what I'm going to say as well. How true you feel this is. Like the reason why that you went into a lot of the drugs and things like that and different types of substances and stuff was just mentally, not even about your experiences directly through life. It was more mentally how you were handling your experiences. Your brain and your mentality struggled to deal with what you were dealing with, so you used drugs and substances to kind of get through it easier. So you didn't have to you didn't directly have to work with it. You had to more, you kind of escape from it instead of having to deal with it as much.
Right, well, and that's how it always was, right? I've struggled a lot in life. Like I have a lot of mental issues and stuff. I have ADHD, anxiety, depression, and I'm on the spectrum of autism as well, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of it, like, you know, it led from a lot of childhood trauma.
Okay.
And the problem with it is that I didn't have proper ways to express it, right? Like, especially throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it would just add up. And like I said, like, it was no one's fault. I can't blame anyone for it because
It's a hard thing to blame people for.
right? And what I've learned is that everybody, like, you know, almost everybody has this trauma.
Yep.
And it's all up to, like, ourselves to get over that, right? Like, I can't force anyone to get over their trauma.
True.
I could share my experience and I could help them and I could support them, but ultimately it's up to your own self to get over that.
You're right
shit,
about that. I feel like everyone handles things differently. Like,
Right?
I can agree with you on like 100% on different, like how you handle it and differently, and how you can't directly help people, because I've talked about this before, so I'm not gonna get into it because it's been talked about in the podcast. Like, I've been through my shit too, and I can't directly help anybody with my advice, but I can give them what I've been through, and kind of just, it's more of a relate.
Right.
Makes you feel like you can connect, right?
Exactly, and I think that was a big part about rehab. So, like, a thing about it is when we were there, it was based off the 12-step program, which is like from Alcoholics Anonymous.
Heard quite a lot about that.
Yeah, and it was actually really good, and a lot of it. So I think I had to do 5 group meetings a day, and then we did one-on-ones. So the group meetings, I can't go into details because of the animosity of it. Like, there's
Understandable.
anonymity, whatever.
Whatever the word is, understandable.
Yeah, it's anonymous, right? Like, you gotta, you know,
Yeah,
have
it's
respect
cool.
for that. But, like, a lot of it was people just sharing their stories, and we go through things that we would call, like, inventories, where it was, like, really bad shit that we would do to people.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just helps you relate because you have all this stuff fucking bottled up, right?
Now you
Like,
feel like you're not as alone. in the
right,
situation.
exactly, and you start to hear other people's stories, and all of a sudden someone says something that you're like, in your head, I'm like, I'm never going to tell anyone ever about this because it was so bad. And then the next guy who you respect tells the group about that, and then all of a sudden you think, all right, well, like,
I guess I can talk too.
you know, people no one's hating on anyone for it in there, right? Like, people are open and it helps.
This is so funny. Not that. But no, about how you just explained that. How just the way you worded that and explained that is literally the exact reason. I remember part of your reason for why we did the podcast. When we did our intro podcast talking about why we're doing this, we talked about that exact thing, about how we like sharing the stuff to help people relate. So that is, I feel like that's a very important thing in life, to actually be able to relate to people and connect with people and shit like that. So
Definitely,
just you being able to express that in a whole different type of situation that is far different from doing a podcast. That is actually amazing how well that goes around. Like, it happens in a whole different level.
It's universal.
Yeah. It's a universal thing. You're right.
Definitely, right? And I feel like the thing about it too is, like, I am like I'll always be in recovery, right? Right now, I'm in addiction again. I'm using and stuff, but, like, you know, a lot of it is to do with myself, of stuff that I'm still needing to get over with. When I went in, I had a lot of reservations.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of stuff they told me. Like, they said, like, you know, if you're doing this 100%, it's got to be 100%, because, like, as an addict, I don't do half measures. I don't do 50%.
Yeah.
It'll always lead up to that 100% again.
No matter
right?
what, you want that build up. You can't just like do a little and then
Right,
go, okay, this ain't enough.
I'm never satisfied. I thought I could just smoke weed when I got out, and that led to me having a drink. And that led to me doing coke, right? And the next thing I know, it stacks and it stacks and it stacks,
So,
and then
honestly, how are you doing now?
right now,
If you're okay to answer, hold on, I want to clarify that. If you're not comfortable, that's completely okay.
That's right, man. I'm struggling. Like,
Struggling.
I'm like, the last year has been a lot of a struggle. I feel like my mentality's getting back there.
Ah, fuck 2023. I hated it.
Right? You're right, dude. And like, the thing is, you know, I went through heartbreak. I fucking did a lot of drugs, and I'm at the point now where I kind of have a grip on it.
That's
but
good.
There's still stuff that I'm struggling with, right? And like, and I know what I need to do, and like, it could actually be even a matter of that I need to go back to treatment for a bit again, but
Potentially, you never know.
right? And like, and that's just, what's that?
3 3 months.
I don't think they'd make me do another 3 months. So the thing about it is, because I'm still knowledgeable and I'm still open, it would be a touch-up. I'd go in probably for 21 days, but then I would have to stay in Windsor again for a bit, and they'd want me to stay there.
Check up on you.
Yeah,
keep,
probably.
updates.
So they have things called sober living, which is they call them dry houses, and that's where people who are recovering in their first year.
They push you there, give you more time to like adjust to it all.
Exactly, And they say that in your first year of recovery, if you can't do a meeting every day, then you're not dedicated to it.
Yeah, you're not dedicated.
And you want to they weigh it in as like in your active addiction, you would go out and you'd use every single day. So why can't you go out and do a meeting every single day?
True.
That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very valid, actually. You're right. No, I will say, like, one thing that I think is a nice thing to hear, even depending on the situation, is you admitted that you're struggling. I will confidently go with you. So am I. I'm sure Dylan's got his things he's struggling with. I'm sure Wyatt has his things that he hides and he's struggling with. Wyatt's a pretty chill guy. He looks like he's got the world. He's got the world in his hands. He looks like he's handling everything like nothing. But I'm sure he's got his shit. I can tell. He's got something going on in there. Logan, I know you got your shit. So, in all confidence, like, man, we're all struggling with you. It may not be the same situation, may not be the same severity, but we're all struggling with you. People watching, any viewers, there could be someone struggling with shit as well.
Just us saying this could help them out.
Exactly.
You know, I like to say, we're all running the same race, just at a different pace.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very awesome quote. That is crazy. I'm putting that in the description of this podcast video. That's fucking
I don't want to
awesome.
sound old, but I saw some shit on Facebook earlier today.
You old ass motherfucker.
Where it was like everyone has their own struggles that like they don't show.
Yeah.
So like don't judge someone.
Exactly.
Just-
Right.
That's very true.
Mm.
That's a very true thing. What about you, Logan?
What do you mean? What about me?
What about you?
I'm what?
I'm tossing the conversation to you.
You've been a little Bo Peep
Look
over there.
quiet,
You haven't
man.
been, you haven't
We
been
didn't
yapping.
We haven't heard from Wyatt for a little bit.
Okay.
That is true.
I see how it is, but that's true. All right.
What are your thoughts, Logan?
He got your ass.
Just hands it back to you, fucker. Oh man. So, well, now we got a little bit to know about who Kyle is. Drug Jesus. He's a pretty cool guy. He's going through his shit. So are we all. We understand that. But I figured something we talked about a little bit before the podcast. He brought this up to me. This was Kyle. This was our guest. This was Drug Jesus. This is. I don't want to just blame this all on him, because then it's like, yeah, he told us to talk about betting and gambling, but
He promotes it.
he did.
I'm just kidding.
He cheers it on. Drop your wives, drop your kids, go gamble at a casino.
Just think about it.
Sell your wives.
You
sell
could
your kids.
Really
you
gamble.
could win 1,000,000%, but you could only lose 100%. Think of that
Exactly.
ratio.
Just remember what Drake said. I need a max win.
You get paid, drop it all, man. It's not important. Money sucks.
I will say, so the thing about it is my opinion on gambling, and I do gamble a lot, but a lot of it comes into my addictive personality. It is an addiction, right? And it's something that a lot of people can have tremendous loss from. I actually just talked to a friend of mine yesterday. I was hanging out with him. He said his mom lost $50,000.
Wow.
Which is in one night.
I don't want to interrupt your story and ruin this, but you remember what you told me earlier about what White Claw tastes like, and I've never tried White Claw?
TV static?
This is fucking, yeah, it's not great. It's a little rough.
It's not good.
I just had a sip of that. I'm like,
Oh, holy. You're right.
Right?
Wait, hold on.
Black cherry TV static.
That's buns.
why do white bitches drink that so much? What is wrong with them?
That's a good question.
I think it's just the name. It's like Nike
They're-
Lemon.
Oh yeah, they're like White
Just a name.
Claw. Yeah.
Oh, they're drinking White Claw. I gotta fuck with White Claw.
yeah,
trying to check their calories even though they're like 110 pounds.
Oh, is White Claw supposed to be healthy?
Well, it's healthier than
bullshit.
you know. It has 0 calories, 0 grams of sugar.
White.
That's why they drink it.
White Claw ingredient reading right here for you guys. This is what White Claw is. Listen up. So we got White Claw hard seltzer black cherry. I'm not going to read the French version because I almost failed French and I'm not good at it. So the nutrition facts. Here we go. So per 1 can, 437 milliliters. All right. This is the one serving. Calories, we got 140.
140.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay. All right, and then fat we got 0. I don't know what my words did there, but we got 0. Saturated fats we got 0. Trans fats we got 0. Okay. Carbohydrates 1 gram by itself. That's it. Just 1 gram.
Low carb.
1 gram of sugar. I can taste that.
Yeah,
there's like
no,
no sweetness in
we
there.
know there's one
single gram.
Yeah, I can taste that exact gram. Like, I taste that small. Like, hey, I want to be good, but I suck. You taste that, and then fiber. We got 0 grams. Great. That's not awesome. Fiber's good for you. You should have some of that. Come on.
Makes you poop.
Exactly. It's a great thing to do. Protein. We got 0 grams. Okay, so don't drink this to go to the gym. I don't know why you'd think to do that, but don't do that. We got 0 milligrams of cholesterol. Okay. 10 milligrams of sodium. Toss some salt in that bitch.
Gotta get some flavor.
Always important, I guess. 0 potassium, 0. What the fuck's in this? It's just 0 everything.
0.
Like,
I mean,
They got 1 gram of sugar in it. What do you mean?
Oh, yes, my bad. Sorry, we got a gram of sugar and single gram of carbohydrates.
yeah. So I mean, it's like it's healthier than say pounding back a bunch of beers.
No wonder it's healthy. There's nothing in it.
right.
That's actually really bad.
But I mean, it's still like it's a 2-sided coin because vodka's
Have you tried it?
gonna fuck your liver up no matter what.
You try it right now, what?
Yeah, have a sip, buddy.
Have a sip. Peer pressure. Peer
I
pressure.
did. Yeah, and I.
This
I
motherfucker poured a big ass glass of White Claw. He's like, "Come try this drink." All right, bet.
Did he say it that
Hold on.
seductively?
He didn't. I don't even
Come
know.
try this drink.
Yeah, he did.
Everybody,
He said it like he stuck his dick in it.
why don't we do an experiment here in the podcast?
I
I'm
get
gonna
a
put a little bit of
Yeah.
White Claw inside a cup. I'm gonna toss some blue Carcano in there. Some of the good mixing drink if you don't know what that is. We'll toss some of that in there. I probably said the name really wrong, but
Can I correct you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Curacao.
that's what it is. I was trying to figure out how to say it. Thank you.
It's not a lot of people can pronounce it.
I know.
So there's
See,
no.
every time I say it, I always go,
Curacao.
I'm saying it wrong, and I knew I was, but I just did not know how to say it, so I gave up. Thank you.
I used to call it Kuroko actually.
I said
Yeah.
Carcano.
Yeah.
What is it? Curacao?
Curacao, yeah.
Curacao?
Yeah.
Okay, Curacao. That sounds fancy. All right. We're going to toss a little White Claw and some Curacao. I know this could be a horrible mix, but we're going to try it out. We're going to make this taste good.
Bet.
I need the max win. So I was thinking about this. It's a fire ass quote that I didn't steal from Instagram, so don't worry.
Bet. Let's see.
So there was this,
Don't read the fine print.
imagine there's this guy and he goes to the casino. He posts a picture. He's like, not enough yeast in this world for the amount of bread I'm about to make. Is that not a hard ass quote?
Let's get it.
And then the follow up, imagine this. He put I lost 3K.
yeah, that's gambling. I'm actually this month. I think I'm up,
Hell yeah.
but I've probably put 1,300 in, and I'm up.
Did I fix it?
I won 15, so I'm up $200.
You know,
I
you know what you
gambled,
gotta
like-
spend that 200 on? More gambling.
More gambling. Yeah, that's what happens. I know. I win, and then I'm like, I need a max win.
It's like when I drove you home from work the other day. You were like, I gotta stop. Like, I gotta close the app or else I'll keep going.
You know what happened? I got the money. I won $25, and then I was starting to hit the multipliers on the feature. I hit it up to 25 times, but I had to hit the feature. So I dropped another 100 into it, and I ended up winning 4. And I was like, let's go. So that was an up. And then the next day, I think I won about $100 after putting another like 50 or something in. So then I was up again. Last night I put 150 in and I lost it.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's the pros and the cons, right?
Talk about that fat ass bet that you won.
Okay, so the one time I
You won
put in
that.
I
What's
got
up?
it was a promotion and they gave me it was like $50 that I could put into sports bets. So I bet on the Lakers and the Clippers on a high odds. And it was a 12-point odds, which means I get 12 times the amount I put in. So I put $10 on that, and it was that the Lakers were down first quarter. I bet that they would beat the Clippers by 6 to 11 points. They beat them by 12 points, so I lost that bet. It would be an $120 win. But I bet Anaheim I think they were against the Coyotes.
I think Anaheim is Coyotes.
No, Anaheim is the Ducks.
Ah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and the Coyotes is I don't know. But they were
Arizona?
down. It was the first period. They were down, I think by 2 points, and then the Ducks came back and they won in overtime by 1 point. I won 30 off that, so I was like, all right, we got a little bit to gamble on. So then I went to the slots, right? And I started hitting that. I started hitting wins, I'm talking $400 win. So I'm doing $100 features.
Teach
Yeah,
me
like
like
once
methods, man.
Yeah, the first one I hit over 100, and I was like, okay, we'll do a $100 feature. because that's like the max one you can do on the lowest value of a spin.
Yeah.
And then it was boom like $500. So I'm like, okay, we'll do another one. I gambled for probably 3 hours just chilling in bed. It's like 3 a.m. I'm just high as fuck, just gambling, bro. I ended up walking away with $3,000 that night.
I take it you have been to a real casino.
Yeah, I've only been to a casino once. I went to the Caesar's Palace.
I've only been one time too.
Yeah,
I went one time to a casino in Niagara Falls, and
did you lose the money or did you win?
I actually owed money when I left.
Yeah.
But it happens. But it's well known. Anybody who knows me, I'm known for bad luck. Is why I don't gamble. I went, yeah.
No, I'm saying I agree. Me too.
Yeah.
It
You're known for bad luck too, yeah.
It wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
I am bad luck. Like, I run off of it. I'm the one who gives it to people.
Yeah. Man, I've, you know how 13 is an unlucky number?
Yeah.
I have 13 tattooed on myself in probably 4 or 5 different places.
I kind of want that tattoo.
On the hand, I have 13
Oh,
Roman
yeah, that's
numerals.
actually sick, Roman. That's awesome. I like that tattoo.
Weren't
I
you
got more. I have
born
a lot,
Friday the
actually.
13th?
Wait, hold on. Wait, fuck what I'm saying. Screw my gambling thing. I lost money. I owed the money. I also broke a glass and owed them a glass too. But
Oh, no.
many things. And my machine gambled by itself. We don't need to talk about that. A dust particle landed on it and spun when I won, so that I lost my win. Not important. But anyways, what about your tattoos? What do you got? I'm a little curious.
I probably have close to 30 of them.
Shit, really?
Here, one sec. I'll show you. So
Now,
I got
obviously,
this arm.
describe it, because I don't think no one could see. Unless
so
you're
I got
got
the
powers.
Mario Star.
Fucking awesome.
Koski. This is Gothboy Click and G59 collaboration for Lil Peep and Suicide
Okay,
Boys.
and that's all on your forearm. Nice.
Yeah, and actually I did most of these myself. So I'm actually I do tattoos as well. Yeah, I did tattoos on Dark Disciple.
Do you do tattoos?
He did one on my
tattoos.
tip.
What?
Sorry.
Why
Keep pushing.
Why wasn't I there? The hell, Dylan?
My first one I got was on my neck
That was all me.
from
What?
the anime Naruto. I have Sasuke's curse mark
Oh,
on my neck.
hell yeah.
That's cool.
And that was back I was 22 and within and this is the peak of my addiction. So we're we're in a trap house. We're getting high doing tattoos.
This is when you were like, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want because I'm high as shit.
Oh yeah, there was no limits.
All right.
So I got that, and then I think this is the Flammel Cross, and it's from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
Oh!
That's fucking sick.
That's hard.
Yeah, that was my
That's a
second
sick
one.
tattoo.
Mustang was the best character in that show.
Oh yeah, Colonel Mustang, bro, that guy was hard. I got some crazy. This is for X alone. I was gonna get numb on this side, but this
Yeah.
arm's actually, as you can see, this arm is bare.
Yeah.
And my plan with this one is to I'm gonna go to Japan and I'm actually gonna get a Yakuza member to they have tattoo artists because tattoos are illegal there. Yeah, I got a couple on my leg. I have a dead fish and the bones spell out 13. Weed leaf on my one leg.
Okay.
Pretty shitty star, a ghost. My only professional tattoo I've ever got. I'll show you guys this one. This is Baphomet.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, so it's like
That's
a
a sick
demon.
Yeah.
Because I'm a. Can I go into my religious belief? I guess.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Religious
I'm-
belief is a great thing.
I'm
to
a
bring.
Levian Satanist, which doesn't involve there's no demon worshiping.
You would love episode 3 or 2, whatever one it was. We read the entire thing of Satanism.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, man. Yeah. It's a
We talked about how we
Oh.
actually like the rules. They make sense.
right, and that's the thing about it is I always struggled with finding my religious belief. When I went to rehab, they said step 2 is to give yourself up to a higher power, and I always struggled with this belief of religion has always hindered me, and I've researched all of them, and there's always been this mindset I followed these rules of Satanism for longer than I knew what they were. It was just how I always was. And then I met a guy in there, and he was a Levian Satanist, and he was my cousin's boyfriend's best friend. And he told me he explained it to me and stuff, and I was like, damn. And then this year or last year, the beginning of 2023, I'd met this girl, and she was also a Levian Satanist. So it kind of re-sparked it, and then that's when I started researching. I bought the Bible, I read into it, and the beautiful thing about it is it's not the kind of religion that says, oh, you have to do you have to follow everything. It says no, just be yourself. Follow your beliefs. This and that. I don't need to do any worship. I don't need to do anything. I can respect other people as long as, I respect, I give the respect to what's given to me, right? And that's the nice thing about it. So there's a big misconception. A lot of people will think about Satanism as sacrificing this and that. And there is sections of Satanism that is. Just with Christianity and with Judaism.
I feel like
there's
everyone
different sects,
misunderstands Satanism.
Yeah, 100%.
right? It is.
Yeah.
It's a misconception of what it is. And like I said, like there's. Don't get me wrong. If you start digging deep into stuff like Hollywood, then you're gonna see like there's
Hollywood's a whole other thing.
there is bad stuff in the world,
Oh, yeah.
right? And there's bad stuff that is labeled under the same basis, but at the same time,
Oh,
hey, how's it going?
hold on.
New guest has arrived on the battlefield.
So this is something that's been. We're sorry to interrupt Kyle here, but this is a
Oh,
big
you're all
moment. We haven't actually had this guest. This is my father. He has not been on the podcast yet, but there has been very many potential moments where it has almost happened, and he has now showed up.
Well, I don't want to interrupt Kyle in his mid-conversation.
Oh, it's all good. I was talking religious stuff.
Well, shit, that's dumb. What religious were you talking about?
I was just talking about my personal beliefs in religion and stuff.
Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go on.
All right, well, I will re-elaborate. I'm a Levian Satanist. So I will add in. I was born and raised Roman Catholic. I was baptized. I went through like the, I do the what's it called, reconciliation, communion, all that. And I always I always struggled with it, and I always felt like it was very, and especially with who I am,
Forced down your throat.
Yes, it was forced. It was really forced, and it wasn't inclusive to who I was.
That's why I
There was
left
a lot of-
Christianity.
Right? There was a lot of things in it that didn't,
Dude,
I
I was baptized on the front porch of my home farm
yeah.
by the priest.
Yeah, and we didn't have a choice in it, right? There was no choice,
Legit.
right?
But
Yeah, what if I
What?
didn't want to be
No, it's all good.
baptized?
Huh?
There you go.
And we had no choice.
Yeah.
Was not Roman Catholic. Because, dude, I had no idea what Roman Catholic was till I went to a funeral.
Yeah.
And I had to kneel and stand.
Yeah.
Kneel
It's the
and
worst part.
stand.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, what? These are the things you do.
And don't get me wrong, I do value the lessons that Christianity could have to offer. I just don't necessarily think that
No,
I need
absolutely.
to, I take what I find is good, and I don't need to,
But you know what the best part about our religion, regardless of which kind, it's not about who is pushing it down your throat. It's what you believe
exactly
from
right?
any of the religions.
It's what you can
Exactly.
take from it.
Yes.
Right?
So
That's
you
the
don't have
biggest
to
part,
believe in any particular religion,
right?
regardless of what they tell you.
You need to believe in your own
That's right.
beliefs.
So like me personally, I don't go to church. I don't believe in whatever all the books say.
Me neither. I'm not religious really at all.
My church consists of me with a fishing rod at the side of a river
Hey, that's
with a worm on my hook.
religion.
Right? That's respect's right there.
That's my religion right there.
right?
And 3 out of 4 of my boys will say that's the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's respect's, man.
As long as you
I
have
agree with
peace.
that.
And
I
2
feel
out
like-
of those 3 are here
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah. No, I will agree with that.
I got a
It was good
fishing
time.
rod for my 18th birthday.
I think part of
I don't
mine
know what
was-
brand it is, but it's a solid one.
Fishing trip?
No, but he just said he got a fishing rod for his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you hear that?
My bad. If I would have known.
I would have been on a trip by now.
Open rod or open reel or closed?
I don't know that much. I'm not.
Does it
Yo.
have a
Can you
case around
define
the
what
reel?
that means?
Is there a
Like
case like around the reel? Or is
Yeah,
it one
see,
of
my
the
boys
Oh no,
know.
no case around. No
My
case
boys
around.
know.
case, and it's got one of the where it's like a metal thing where you flip like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to put my own like line in it.
Yeah.
Because I can off topic every conversation.
Yeah.
But
No, that's fine. We're in the chaos section of the podcast.
no,
so
no,
this
absolutely.
works.
But no, religion is deep.
Yeah.
It goes all the ways. And we don't want to get me into religion because I
yeah, I
Yeah.
can go right. I can go on.
yeah. No,
For-
we don't want to get me into that.
For me personally, a lot of it is just being there for the next person, right? The person who
That's
who
it.
wants it and, and
To
deserves
pay it
right?
forward kind of deal.
right? And then it goes like hand in hand with my recovery and stuff. That
Mhm.
and that's what they had taught me in there. And I was actually I was just going on about my like my experience through recovery and rehab. And a big thing about it was the higher power, and that I struggled with that at first until I realized that, well, like my higher power is my higher consciousness, right? I'm
Absolutely.
a big believer in that there's something in me that's like way stronger than I am.
There
right?
always
It
will
doesn't-
be.
It doesn't have to be
Whether it's singular or multiple.
right, exactly, and it's like a,
That's a good way to believe.
you know, and it's very like I've always believed in like energy in the world and shit, right? And I'm strong.
That
with that
goes right back to like the Native Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
The people who originally were here in North America, they believed in multiple whatevers.
Yeah,
Like there was, you know, a crop god. There was the death god. There was a sun god,
Right.
which relates right back to the Aztecs and the Egyptians. Jeez,
And part
you
of
guys are gonna get me right into it.
yeah.
Like,
Part of it's just showing the like, you know, you have
but
to.
you pick one or
Yeah.
three, doesn't matter, and you figure it out
Exactly, right?
because that's what you relate to,
yeah,
and that's what you need in life. You need a relation.
yeah. And that you know, when you're running the 12 steps, that's a second step. So until you can get over that, you
That's
can't
right.
be working
No,
the
no.
rest of them, right?
I got you.
You know, that higher power is something that, and it doesn't have to be God. It doesn't have to be, you know,
Dude, I went to my first AA meeting at 10 years old.
yeah.
Jesus.
Damn.
And I hadn't smoked a joint or drank a bottle of beer at that point.
Yeah, I actually knew people like that in
Too many
rehab,
Fruit Loops.
where they were already. They,
No, my
You were telling me about this.
My stepfather, he was all in.
Murray.
All in. There is not a story that I could tell or you could tell that could trump his stories.
yeah,
And
There's always someone who can one up.
oh fuck, every
Oh, yeah.
time. Every time.
that's what happens when you go.
and
through
you know
there,
what?
right?
Zach in here.
That goes, you know what? Even Zach can't one up my stepfather.
He could pretend he could.
He could try and think about it, but he cannot.
I don't even think he could think of a story to one. I think that would actually be. I think he would find it
And
loose.
if your grandpa Murray,
Yeah.
you and Logan, was here today, he would relate with Kyle.
Yeah.
Because him and Kyle have a lot in common.
He would have been a cool person to talk.
Legit. No, I see it.
Yeah.
I see you and Murray together.
Definitely, man.
No,
They would
no.
have been friends in another life.
No, the recovery process.
Yeah.
It is not easy
It's not.
for anybody. And anybody who can go through and come out the other side, I respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
And it's-
legit. I went next door and I doubled down on your story
Yeah.
because I vouched for you.
Thank you.
No, legit. You didn't break your eye contact with me. And that means a lot to me. You will ask either one of these boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a true statement.
I'm glad I'm meeting you at this point in my life and not
No.
before, you know,
No,
before
6
the
months
recovery.
ago, probably wouldn't have went well for you.
Well, 5 years ago would have been the worst.
Oh, 5 years
before-
ago, you wouldn't have been on my property,
Yeah,
from what
but
I can tell.
I went into treatment 4.5 years ago, and that was the turning point. Before that, I couldn't have a conversation like this where I
No.
made eye
And
contact
that,
and was genuine,
and maintain it.
right?
What better
big.
moment to have a
It's
wholesome
big.
heart-to-heart between our two,
Right.
our
Yeah.
guest and our surprise guest? Like this is
Wholesome moment
yeah,
in
it's
the
a big thing.
podcast.
this is an awesome
I
No,
moment.
appreciate
for us.
that's
Has that
legit.
happened
and you know
before?
what? I respect
Not
that.
as good as this.
and I spoke down for you. Like, I was like, no, this kid's for real.
Thank you.
And they were like, what's his name? That's when I came back out because I seen you pissing in the backyard. I was like, no. Hold up. I forget the guy's name because I'm horrible with names.
Oh, was that you that waved at me over the fence?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh no! Hold on. This is bad. I may have thrown him off. So earlier we went. I gotta,
There was no introduction.
Yeah.
All I got was you were the brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kyle.
Because
Kyle,
that's
yeah.
your step in, right? That's your
Yeah.
step in because you're the brother of a solid dude.
I noticed an issue here. So you said you just waved over him.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the problem. So when he before we started, we both went to take a piss at the
Yeah.
same time. And I warned him about how the one weird neighbors off of the side sometimes turn their light on and
Yep.
stare. And I don't know if he,
we're on the other side.
yeah, so I don't know, but I don't know if that might have thrown you off for a second. You would have been like,
I looked over and someone was over there, and I was like, "Oh,
This is exactly what he told me.
I thought it might have been Steve. Steve is Jacob's dad's name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
might have been Steve. So I was like, "Hey, I'm Kyle."
Yep. No, but that's when I was like, well, wait, what's your name? Because it wasn't even from the dad; it was from the mom. And you know what? Moms rule the roost.
Yeah.
That's true.
True.
Shout out to all the
rule
moms.
the roost, right, guys?
It is a 100% true statement. Doesn't matter who.
Yep.
If you don't know that your mom rules the roost, you're on the wrong path.
Yeah, that's true, man. My mom would be my biggest supporter, literally.
Yeah.
Legit.
You
She
know?
will love you till the end.
Right? She never fucking
You know what?
stopped.
I have got the hardest mom that anybody here knows.
Well, I know her as grandma, and I agree with your statement.
Nobody here knows my mom. The mom I have.
We just know her as grandma.
Yeah. And she's rock solid.
Yeah.
So, like, legit.
Hell yeah.
No, I respect that shit. No, I see it in your eyes. And I see the respect that I see the respect. You know, it goes through.
The circle of it, right?
It goes through.
Yeah.
I get it.
Thank you.
That is not hard. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah. Something that you're not just given. It's something that you really got to work towards.
No, you have to earn that shit.
Exactly, right?
Which I think is always better in every situation. When you earn something,
No,
I feel like it's always better.
100%.
you earn the respect, right?
Yeah, earning is way better.
1,000%. Like
Definitely.
me and Logan, we are the same people. Legit.
A lot of similarities.
No, we are the same people. Are we not, Logan?
Yeah,
Like legit,
pretty much. It's same in a different way.
right?
I agree with that.
Like I did not sperm you.
In that way.
That sentence was awesome.
But legit,
It's true.
if I was to create a child from me, you would be that child.
Yeah.
Because my man, D-Man,
Hi.
he is my
came
blood
from my
child.
bowels.
He's from me.
Yeah.
You have more me than he does.
It's true.
No, legit.
That's a flex.
may I ask
No.
then? It's same mom, different dad
Who?
for you guys, for Logan and Damien.
All right, so we're full
No,
step siblings.
We're full blended.
So here
They have-
I'll explain. So basically, they don't have a same parent at all, but kind of we've been around each other growing up together for like as long as we can remember.
Yeah.
So step siblings, but we've been around so long that it's not even just like, oh hey, I got this brand new sibling. It's literally grew up with each other.
Well,
So
blood is thicker than water, right?
exactly.
Right.
They
So-
would say.
Yep.
But in their case, there is no blood,
Yeah.
but they are brothers to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you know.
That's why we started
Yeah.
the podcast.
Right? There's people who I consider my brothers who
Yeah.
I share no blood with, but because we were so close growing up, like I have one person in particular where I will never abandon him. He's my brother, right? He's my
Damien
brother.
has an uncle.
Who's it?
My friend Chris. Well,
Chris?
my brother Chris. Yeah, Chris. He's we grew up together. We were babies. My mom was married to his dad before we were born for like a month.
You can connect to this quite well.
on
That's what
the
I'm saying.
the craziest part about it is they got married on mushrooms, and then they continued to do mushrooms for a month, and then they stopped, and then they were like, "Oh, this isn't working."
Yeah, there's actually he's got a lot of relation to you on that. So I even consider him my uncle. Like he has one of his best friends that he's spent been through a lot with, Mikey. I consider him my uncle Mikey.
We
That's what
grew
I've
up
always
on the
called him
streets
as.
together.
No blood connection or even really any big family.
Actually, know what?
No, we found out. That's right.
He is a third cousin
Yeah, it's
on
weird.
Grandpa Murray's
Yeah,
side.
we found that out way after they've already been friends for a
when
long
Grandpa
time.
Murray died.
Yeah, but
But there was
We
relation.
didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew this guy for years. We've been to jail together.
Yeah.
We slept in the woods together because we lived in the woods for like a year.
On some lumberjack type
we,
shit.
We had Mexican Turd Hill that we named after him because we always thought his genetics leaned back to Mexican because he's shorter than
I can kind of see that actually.
Because he's shorter than I, and his facial hair when he was a younger dude.
And you're like 5'6", 5'5"?
5'5" on a good day when I'm standing straight.
I'm 5'7" in Air
when
Forces.
I'm standing straight. Are you 5'7"?
Uh,
Props.
yeah, I'm the shortest out of everyone here.
Yeah,
Besides,
This guy's like 6'1".
6'1"?
Yeah, 6'1".
Yeah, that's what's up.
He's almost 6 foot.
Oh, I'm like 5'10".
It's 5'10". Like, so, let's
That
stand up,
almost-
Logan.
That's
Oh,
almost.
That is almost.
That's almost.
I forgot I'm not 5'5" no more.
kind of.
I'm maybe like 5.
We're a little away from the mics right now, but we're all standing
Yeah,
up.
no, we're all standing up.
5'9". I'm 5'9.5", I think.
Okay, without the tube.
5'10", yeah.
Yeah, about 5'9.5".
Yeah, beyond me, you're short.
Yeah.
But no, you got him.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
Oh, I guess Kyle's got Dylan
You got
beat.
Dylan. Wyatt's got you.
No,
No, don't slouch, Wyatt. Stand up like you're proud.
Be proud, Wyatt. You're honestly why not? You're a host.
No.
Got
See?
this.
Wyatt's got you. He's proud.
does.
When he stands proud, when he stands proud,
Yeah.
he's got you.
He's still growing too.
Wyatt, be confident more, man. You're tall as shit.
When you stand proud, Wyatt, you got him. Height-wise. But as an older brother, height don't mean shit.
Yeah,
I have a question. Did this happen to you
Gonna
too?
pick me
I
up,
was always
drop
taller
me,
than
and
all of
then-
my friends growing up.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, they just hit growth spurt after growth spurt after growth spurt after growth spurt.
Yes.
And I'm the shortest now.
Hey, hold
Yeah, I
on.
remember when I was the shortest in my class for like every single year until grade
Every
10
year.
hit.
I don't even need to get
Yeah.
into this. I was sure everyone was taller than me,
That's good.
and then I hit like towards halfway through high
No.
school, and I was short. I was I was shorter than he is right now.
No. Damien was 3.5 months premature.
I was so short. I was shorter than
No.
everyone here. Like I was tiny.
Damien, theoretically, by doctors, is not supposed to be taller than all of y'all.
And he's the tallest guy here.
And he's
Shut
the
up,
tallest
man.
guy.
I broke the records.
Yeah. But my genes stand
Yo,
strong.
you eat good?
He got some solid nuts.
Damn right, I'm eating good.
Give me
But-
your whole diet.
I will.
Or you're
No,
food
but
man.
to be honest, that's his grandmother's genes.
Yeah,
His grandmother's.
both sides actually.
His grandmother's.
Yeah, mothers. You gotta add mothers.
Pluralized,
Yeah.
which I partied with his mother's mother
Yeah,
many times.
Yeah.
I'd heard from it from my grandma herself.
And yeah, no, her brother's taller than her, and she's
Yeah.
taller than Damien.
No, she's not taller than me anymore.
Oh well, she's old.
Yeah.
Age pulls you
I'm
down.
quite a bit over.
Age pulls you down.
When
No.
she stood up tall, she was taller than
No,
me.
when me and your mother were the
Yeah.
thing, she was taller than you.
Yeah, 100%.
We can all sit down, it's all good. We don't need to
Stand
stand because
podcast.
I'm here. But no, you know what? Okay, so if we wanted to do the height wise, it was Damien,
Hi.
Wyatt, you, Logan, Dylan, then me. I am the shortest.
Why, you hear that?
Second tallest.
When you're confident, you got second tallest, man. Be confident
Yeah.
more often.
When you stood,
Stand tall.
when you stood right with shoulders out.
Yeah.
You're taller than you think you are.
Yeah, no. And that's what you always need. No, I know that about you.
Just gotta
You need the
pump
boost.
my titties out into the world.
That's it. You need the boost, man.
Off out that chest.
I will do it.
All right, so we did get lost off the religion because I tried to deflect.
It's okay. We're
Yeah,
we're
what
far
are we
on from
talking about?
religion, though. Oh, God.
I tried to.
Not all of
deflect.
them, okay? Seth Rogen is great.
I tried to
I agree.
deflect, My bad.
That's okay. It's okay to go off topic.
Religion is deep.
Yeah, that's
It
a
is.
good choice to go off topic.
Because personally, I'm more of a Native American to a Greek religional belief.
Yeah, I respect that. That's something where it's more of a pantheon, right? Where
Yes.
there's multiple
Multiple
deities.
gods.
Instead of a monotheistic, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's called.
monotheistic is believing
Yes.
in one god above.
The fact that you knew that word's crazy.
Yeah, no.
I paid attention in world
No.
religions. Religions has always interested me. I love that class so much.
Man. Like, you boys are my sons.
He's got a high
But
education.
has the
Dylan's on
Islamic
point.
religion ever interested you at all?
Pardon now?
The Islamic religion?
Islamic. Okay,
It's actually
yeah.
interested me.
You know what?
Because that's
I have
I'm
Islamic
working
friends.
towards being a part
know,
of it.
The fact that Alexander the Great could not destroy the Islamic religion, and that was the first Roman Catholic motherfucker who was part of the church who burned every other religion or belief
It
in
sounds
the
so
world
badass.
Prove something.
brutally,
Yeah.
could not take out the Islamic religion.
You know, I was actually, my middle name is named after Alexander the Great, and we just looked it
That's
up
pretty
yesterday, and it actually means it means something like a savior.
Yep.
When we looked it up, I was hanging out with my friend. His name's DeAndre Goodman,
Yep.
and his name means God,
Okay.
and my name
Okay.
means savior. And we like came to this realization. We're like, holy fuck, man! Like we
Nice.
we have a destiny. Like we can fucking
That's
do
right.
something, help people.
And that's why I respect the Islamic religion, because it's very similar to the Greek and the Egyptian and the Aztec. And as I was mentioning, Alexander had nothing on that shit
Hmm
because he had conquered many,
yeah.
and his shit could not conquer that.
I keep a Quran in my car at all times. It's like it's like the Muslim Bible.
Legit.
Mm.
Bro, I
And
opened
I'm
the
working
door to
towards
get
reading
in.
it slowly and slowly.
The Quran was buckled up.
The one time he hopped in my
Buckled the
car
fuck
and I
up.
had it in the passenger seat, buckled in.
That's awesome.
Locked in.
I
That's
keep that thing
legit.
safe. I protect that thing.
That's legit.
That's straight goods.
No, right there.
Yep.
But like the Islamic to the Jewish to the Catholic, they're all believing in the same thing. The book is just
Yep.
written differently.